My name is Mark Dannells. I'm the sheriff here in Cochise County, Arizona, which is located in the southeast corner of the state of Arizona. We go all the way up to New Mexico, 83 miles of international border. And what makes us unique is the fact that we're the 38th largest landmass county in the country, just under 6,300 square miles. And as far as I know, we're the only county named after a tribal chief, but we have no tribal lands here. Growing up in northern Illinois in a rural farming community, and then coming out here with the military, Fort Huachuca, the U.S. Army installation is here in Cochise County too. So I got stationed here, got out in 1984, been policing this county ever since. We have a little over 220 full-time employees. I have a 100-member volunteer corps to help us patrol, help us with our search and rescue, and help us enforce the law. And then I have a little over 90-some deputies. And then I have 3 jails in the county, which is about 100 and some employees, about 80 full-time and 40 part-time. We're no different than any other county in this country. We have our normal crimes, from domestics to DUIs to burglaries, the normal stuff you see. We have our homicides, few and far between. But what we do face a lot of challenges is the border. We have 83 miles of international border, and just to the south of us is Mexico. And that brings an element of crime that I address weekly to daily. Well, let me just say this. For my 35 years in law enforcement, working here, living in rural America, back in Illinois and Iowa, and now policing a county on the Mexico border, one element, a criminal element that we deal with all the time, is the cartels, the transnational organizations that victimize their country and they victimize Americans. We see it every day. 90% of all the illegal drugs in this country come through the southwest border, and we're a part of that. There's 31 counties on the southwest border. Cochise County has been on the front line of smuggling, both human smuggling, which I call modern day slavery, to drug smuggling. Back in 2015, based on a lot of events that led up to this, Sheriff Deaver, who I took over for, fought the war on border security, the war on drugs for many years. He passed in 2012, and I can tell you right now he was frustrated with this fight. Watching Congress bungle it for years, I'll just say that. They haven't made a decision to secure that southwest border. And the attempts they've made have been futile in nature. So in 2015, we had a rancher killed. A couple years before that, we've had break-ins. I mean, it's changed the culture of Cochise County. 2 things have caused that: failure by U.S. Congress to act, and number 2 is a federal government's border plan that brought the criminal element into our backyard. They enhanced that by their border plan, and that was to reroute that criminal activity into the rural parts of the southwest border, us being a byproduct of that. That has changed who we've been for the last 30 years when it comes to border smuggling. We've always had it, but not to the magnitude of what the federal government gave us. So in 2015, after a couple issues, we said enough is enough. Enough is enough. We stood up a virtual system, we stood up a border teams, we put up a financial crimes team, a ranch advisory team, you name it, the equipment, if you look to my left, all the new electronic equipment in this county so we can communicate everywhere in the county. And let me tell you, we went after the cartels. We have a 100% conviction rate in this county if we catch you smuggling. We did a pilot program for the first 6 months on a ranch area, which is about 15 miles in length right on the border. And within the first 6 to 7 months, we arrested 37 known smugglers that had been working in this area for years and brought the human smuggling, and majority of that was illicit drugs, into our country. We captured the 37 known smugglers through our virtual system and our border team, and they're all in prison right now. And then we took it countywide and then beyond the county now. We're in counties on each side of us and beyond. And now we're pushing this into New Mexico and further west. It's been successful. Over the last 2 years, we have not had a significant drug load in this county. I look at this as the toll county, and the fact that you can come through this county, but the odds of getting caught, both what the federal government's current operation is and what the sheriff's office operation is, they're collective and complementary in nature. There's a good chance, the odds that we're going to catch you. And so they're going around us. But it doesn't solve America's issue. We need to work together on all 31 border counties and our interior counties working together. It's been an objective that the sheriffs have stood up in this country. Respectively, all the leaders, all the organizations from our federal agencies, state agencies, local agencies, the sheriff's office, our governor, we have worked very, very well together. But I'll tell you something, we have a president that's been very good to law enforcement in this country, President Trump. It's helped us with a message that we're all trying to solidify a secure border, which is about public safety, community safety, national security, and the humanitarian efforts in this country. We all need to stand together on that. We truly do. When a border's not secure, you're going to have enhanced and increased humanitarian issues. And we've seen that. When my county, Pima County, and the county next to me, we run up between over 100 Jane Doe and John Doe deaths every year that we mark, take them to the morgue, and that's where they sit. That's humanitarian. People suffering on the border because there's that opportunity by the cartels that we're going to get you across there. The sexual abuse, the gangs, you name it. It's touched our county. But we've taken this proactive approach. I'm telling you, this is the best our county's been in over 3 decades. And the report card on that is our ranchers, our citizens saying, Sheriff, thank you. And I say thank you to my men and women that do it every day. That's where the credit goes. Well, and the key to having a large county with responses is having the right person wearing that uniform. And we looked at our retention, our recruitment, and said we have to do a better job of getting that right person in this uniform. The one that's going to go out there that has to have that balance when they're addressing somebody, a smuggler in the desert, or an armed bandit in the desert, or a citizen that is addressing us in a challenging or a deadly way. We need to have that right person behind this uniform. We've done that. But I tell you, when it comes to officer safety, that's my number one concern in a county this big, where my deputies know there might be an hour before we get it back up to them. We have a helicopter that was bought for us through a private grant, and that helps us. But either way, I mean, I'm so proud of the men and women that make it happen every day, and they're very good at what they do. They float this agency, and they've done something I think is special. They've earned the trust of this community, and that's what makes us do things in this county that are successful. Well, one thing we've done, we've outfitted, we have about 140 assigned cars to the sheriff's office here. That's my patrol cars, and they're special units, like one that's standing behind me here, and we have 2 of these. And they're outfitted and strategically placed in the county, because to take this across county takes 3 or 4 hours. So we have one on the other side too. So if we have to deploy to get an officer rescue, whatever it may be. But each car has infrared attached to it. So if a deputy pulls up to a scene, he's got IR that's working for him or her to see what's out in front of them in this dark county when it gets nighttime. Crime is balanced. The smugglers smuggle during the day because they can beat my IRs, my infrared. They're not getting caught compared to night when it's cooler. So they're running as much as in the day as they are at night. And so our virtual system, we're up to 700 cameras plus that's deployed. So we went with our camera system where the federal government didn't go. So that's where it's collective, where they have their system, their multi-million-dollar surface systems. We have systems that are into the rivers, into the washes, into the mountain areas, and let me tell you, it's worked. It's worked. On behalf of sheriffs, on behalf of police chiefs and law enforcement, state and federal, we're all in this together. We truly are. And our biggest key of success, whether it be in Cochise County, whether it be in Omaha, Nebraska, wherever it may be, or Clinton, Iowa, where I was born, the bottom line is this: we need the public support. We truly do. And I know it's a two-way street, law enforcement leadership, and law enforcement has to earn that trust, but let me tell you, it starts by nice job. Hey, we like what you do, we support what you do. We can do so much more than having debates and criticism and acts like that. And we've done well in this county, and I know sheriffs throughout the country that I work with are doing the same thing, police chiefs are doing it, and law enforcement. I mean, it's a tough job. We're dealing with some real challenges in this country right now. We have a motto with sheriffs that there's 2 mottos I use in this office, and a lot of sheriffs are sharing this, is we police for people, we don't police for politics. And last but not least is, we're all entitled to an opinion, and we want to respect that, but we're not entitled to our own facts. I think people need to realize that.